Hi guys, my name is Avery, and as you can see, I'm a blue hair girl, and as you can also probably see, my hair has faded a lot and the roots are coming in as I have not dyed my hair in like 11-ish weeks. By the way, sorry if there's like any background noise, like you can probably hear my AC running. I'm just at my parents' house right now and my family's really loud, so my only option was to film outside. So yeah, just ignore that. But anyway, a lot of people have been asking me how I do my hair because I've been dyeing my own hair since I was about 14-ish. So I thought I would just make this tutorial to kind of help people see how I do my hair and hopefully help people that kind of want to get a similar blue color. So before we begin, I'm going to be going over the products that I'll be using. So as I will be using bleach, I recommend that if you're going to be doing your hair to use like some sort of deep conditioning mask beforehand. I really like Ion's hair masks. You can get these at like Sally's. They're very nice, and usually you want to use a deep conditioning mask like a week or two before you bleach your hair, but I've already done that. For the bleach, I will be using L'Oreal's Quick Blue, and to develop that I will be using a 30 volume developer. Now this is optional, but I also have these ion boosts and they're supposed to kind of help with the lifting process. You can also get all of these products at Sally's or on Amazon. After I bleach my hair, I'm going to be toning my roots because since my natural hair is pretty dark, it kind of lifts to an orangey yellowish color. Now this part is optional. I haven't done it before, but I am going to be doing it today. But I am using Color Charms toner in T18, and then I'm going to be using a 20 volume developer with that. Now for the color that I use for my blue hair, I am going to be using Adore's 112 in Indigo Blue. The only time I've used this product actually was the last time I dyed my hair, but I think I'm going to permanently be switching to this product from now on because I really like it. Before I used Manic Panics After Midnight, and while this still is a really good product, I have found that it fades a lot quicker. And then also sometimes when I've dyed my hair, it looks more purple than blue. So that's kind of my only complaint about Manic Panic. You can get Manic Panic in Sally's, but Adore, I believe you can only order online or like select stores. I just got mine off Amazon. And then last but not least, I recommend getting some sort of hair dye remover. I'm going to be using Roux Clean Touch because my hair dye in my experiences has like stained my face, and this is a nice thing to like get that off your skin. And then also the dye process will stain your bathroom, so I also recommend having some bleach for that. Now before I get into the actual hair dyeing process, I do want to put a little disclaimer out there. I am by no means a professional hairstylist, and if you have never done your hair before, I really recommend just going to a salon. Again, I've been doing my own hair for quite a few years now, so I feel pretty comfortable with it. But what works for my hair will probably not work for everyone's. If you're unsure, just consult a professional hairstylist and go to a professional salon. Anyway, now that all of that's out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so now we're in my bathroom about to mix the bleach mixture. Before doing so, if you have sensitive skin, I recommend like taking Aquifer or Vaseline and just kind of rubbing it around the front of your scalp and also a little bit around your ears. So for the bleach, I did buy 2 packets, but I'm going to mix 1 packet at a time just in case I don't need as much as I thought I did. And this is a 1 to 2 mixture, so I'm going to do 1 packet with 2 ounces of 30 volume developer, which I will be mixing into this little bowl. If you are going to be mixing bleach, don't do it in a metallic bowl, do it like in a plastic sort of bowl. So again, 2 ounces of developer to 1 packet of bleach. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that. So that little 2 marks about 2 ounces, so I'm just gonna go ahead, fill it up to that point. Now I'm going to be adding my bleach. Alright, so now that I've mixed this up pretty good, I'm going to go ahead and add my ion boost and mix that in as well. Alright, so I went ahead and put some gloves on, and now that the bleach mixture is all ready, I'm just going to start applying this to my head. Oh my god, I look like that one dude from Mario. I can't remember his name, but like, I'll put a picture. Also, the back can be pretty tricky, so if you have someone that can help you, that would be nice. I'm just using a mirror. I will probably miss a spot, but that's fine. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure I got most of it, hopefully. As you can see, the top has already bleached and lightened a lot, but the back and underside still need a little bit of time, so I'm probably going to keep the bleach in my hair for about 30 more minutes, maybe 40, but that's kind of pushing it, so we will see. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, so it's been about 30-ish minutes. I think my hair is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash it out. And then afterward, I'm going to towel dry my hair. And then I'm going to mix up the toner because you're supposed to apply it on wet hair. So I'm just gonna do it right afterwards. All right, so I just got out of the shower. So I'm towel drying my hair. As your hair is supposed to be a little bit damp when you apply the toner. As you can see, there are parts of my roots that kind of have an orangey tint to them because of how dark my hair was. So that's where the toner comes in because it's supposed to cancel out those tones. I'm just going to mix 1 part toner with 2 parts 20 volume developer. It does say 10 to 12 volume, or I'm sorry, 10 to 20 volume, so I wouldn't go above that. Like I said before, I've actually never used toner before. Alright, mix that in. It smells very strongly, like it's kind of burning my eyes. This is not mixing very well, like it's a very oily kind of substance. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead, comb my hair out a little bit, and then start applying this toner to my roots. I'm not gonna use gloves this time because I'm not as concerned. I just don't want to waste because I don't have that many gloves. Alright, so I think it is working because like you can already see parts of where it was brassy turning blonde, but I do think it's kind of funny that like other parts of my hair are kind of like turning a purpley color, but it's fine, the blue will just go right over it. Alright, so I covered most of my hair. I ended up with a lot more product than I actually needed, which I feel like kind of a waste, but usually people are like using this on their whole head, so that kind of makes sense. I am probably only gonna leave this in for just a little bit longer because I don't want my hair turning too silver or brown. So yeah, I will be back after I wash it out. Alright, so I just washed the toner out of my hair, and as you can see, it helped a lot with a lot of those brassy tones. Obviously, it didn't get all of it, but it's much better than it was before, and this is as light as I need it to be for the color I want. So for now, I'm just gonna let my hair air dry, probably get some food, and then we can begin the coloring process. Okay, so now my hair is dry, so we can begin the coloring process. Definitely you're gonna wanna use gloves because otherwise your hands are going to be stained blue for a hot minute. And you also want to like put in a towel over your counter and also over the floor in the area you're going to be dyeing your hair, because if it gets on the counter or if it gets on the floor, it's really difficult to get out. And then when you're done dyeing your hair, it can also stain like your pillowcases and your shirts for a couple of days, so you definitely want to wear dark clothing, and then maybe also put like a black pillowcase over your pillows, or maybe just an old one that you don't really use anymore. So anyway, why don't we get started? So again, I'm going to be using Adore's Indigo Blue 112. This is the shade I'm going for, and this is what it kind of faded to after a couple of months. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this into the container and then just start applying it. Okay, so I think I got all of my hair covered, so I'm just gonna let it sit for probably about another 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna rinse it out. But like I said before, fair warning, this will stain your shower. It's good to have like some sort of like bleach spray or some sort of cleaner handy to scrub it out afterward, and I'll show you guys what I mean once I'm out of the shower. Okay, so I just got out of the shower, and as you can see, this stuff stains pretty bad. This isn't water, this is stain from the color. I used this bleach spray to clean it. Even then, you risk having like a slight blue tint at the bottom of your bathtub, so just be careful and keep this in mind. All right, you guys, so this is the final product. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. You might notice there's some sections of my hair that look a little bit darker than others, and that's because I put blue dye over hair that was faded blue dye rather than hair that was bleach blonde. But the lighter you have your hair before you put the blue on, the more vibrant it's going to turn out. Once again, if you're noticing that you have some orange or really yellowy tones after you bleach your hair, I recommend using the toner because it can help cancel out some of those tones, and then once again you get a more vibrant blue instead of like a bluish green. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like in direct sunlight. Alright, now I'm going to go over some of the products that I use to kind of help maintain this color, because as most dyes do, this color tends to fade and get lighter after a couple of weeks. So the first product that I use is one that I actually don't have on me, it's back in my dorm, but it is Viral's Blue Shampoo, and I love this product because it's very pigmented. It really helps maintain some of that vibrancy, and it also cleans your hair because it's a shampoo. I prefer to use it with every other wash or every couple of washes. The next product that I use is Keracolor's Color and Conditioner, and this one is exactly what it says. It's a conditioner that is also pigmented to help maintain some of the vibrancy of the color. Both of these products are a little bit more on the pricey side and obviously are not going to be affordable for everyone. So if you can't afford these products, I just recommend using a color safe shampoo and conditioner and trying to wash your hair with lukewarm to cold water if possible, and that will help maintain some of the vibrancy as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Once again, I'm really happy with how my hair turned out, and it will fade over the next couple of weeks or so, but it fades into that nice light blue that you saw at the beginning of the video. So anyway, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more content with me, feel free to subscribe. I still don't really know kind of what types of videos I'm going to make, but it's probably just gonna be whatever I feel like. So yeah, if you want to follow along, go ahead and subscribe. If not, no worries. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!